Yo, what is going on, everybody in the house? My name is Arson, and today for you, I have a really glitched up free-for-all gameplay on Black Ops. And as you notice, right now, I keep continuously pressing the scoreboard button, and then it finally shows up, and when I got in the game, it said match starts in like 3, 2, 1, and then it turns out that I'm down by like fucking 8 kills, so it's really random, but I come out and I get the victory, so let's go. But today I have a very, I guess you could say, serious topic, but I mean, I don't know. So this is a real life story from me, myself, Arson, and let's just get this out of the way. I am Caucasian. If you guys have not watched my setup video, I'm a Caucasian white male, but I have a friend who is Hispanic. His name is Brian. He's a Mexican. But okay, so today I'm going to be talking about my teacher. One of my teachers is racist. So I'm going to actually just let her name be let out here. Her name is Miss Barry. She's an old, like, 60-year-old bitch. And so my friend Brian, like, for some reason, I don't really know how the topic came about, but she randomly was at, like, she randomly said to Brian, like, in our group of friends at lunch, I don't know why the fuck she was out there anyways, she said, like, we can't call Brian a Mexican, but we can call him a beaner or a landscaper. So I was like, what the fuck, bitch? What are you talking about? Like, seriously, think about this. An old bitch named Miss Barry is at a lunch table with a ton of students that are Caucasian, and then there's a Hispanic kid named Brian, and you tell in front of all of us, oh yeah, you can call Brian a beaner, which is very degrading, or a landscaper, which is complete racial profiling. But no, we're not allowed to call him a Mexican, which he is. Even though Mexican is not the correct term, I'm pretty sure calling him a beaner, which is, again, very degrading. And that's like when you call a black person, yes, I will say it, a nigger. That is one of the worst degrading and terrible things that you could ever say to an African American person. And calling someone a beaner is the equivalent to that. And then there's really nothing that you can call a Caucasian person that they will take offense to, because let's be honest, Caucasian people are indeed the most racist people on the planet, and they are the ones that, if anybody, they think that other races are inferior to them. But I'm not going to get into that. I myself am not racist, and I am Caucasian. But seriously, this bitch teacher would say that to a Hispanic child, that no, we're not going to call you Mexican. We will call you a landscaper or a beaner. And then Brian, who is a very cool dude, he says, so should I carry around my papers? And she says, no, you shouldn't. You should keep them taped to your back or some shit. Watch this, Nate. Boom, son, bam! But seriously, I was taken aback at what this lady truthfully had to say about my friend Brian. Like, are you serious, lady? Like, I'm just gonna continue to go over this because I'm in shock now, and it happened yesterday. Like, how in the fuck, and how are you that sick-minded that you would say in front of a Hispanic child, no, we're not gonna call you by the actual race you are of Hispanic or Mexican. Nah, we're gonna call you a landscaping beaner, because that's what you are. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm not laughing right now. This is like seriously, she could lose her job if Brian would have decided to actually go to the principal and say, yeah, Miss Barry called me a beaner and a landscaper, and said it's not okay if we call her Mexican. Because here's what she said. She said, you can't call him a Mexican because that is racist, but you can call him a beaner and a landscaper because, you know, that doesn't do anything. Fuck that shit, dude. Yeah, you can call him a landscaper and a beaner all day. What does it matter? Who cares? Who gives a flying shit? And what me and my friend, we actually decided to go to our English teacher the next period because that's what I have after lunch. And we went up to her. We went up to my teacher. Her name is Miss Glinka. We went up to our English teacher and we said, "Hey, are you? Is it like we knew that it wasn't the correct term, obviously, but we're like, is it okay if you call a Mexican Hispanic person? Is it okay if you call them a beaner or a landscaper?" And she said, "Oh yeah, that person was in the wrong." We didn't tell her who did it because we didn't really give a shit. We knew that was just a racist hoe teacher of ours, Miss Barry. But seriously, she's fucked in the head. I actually legitimately hope that bitch loses her job because she's going around telling fucking students, "Oh yeah, you're not allowed to call a Hispanic Mexican child. You're not allowed to call him Mexican. But yeah, go ahead and call him a landscaping beaner because that is degrading, racist as hell, and racial profiling to the max." So leave a comment if you think that shit was racist as fuck and my teacher is a racist bitch. So thumbs this video up if you think Miss Barry's a racist bitch, and leave a comment if you agree that she's a racist cunt. And I'll see y'all later. Peace out.